Hello. Welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. I am here literally every single day of the year to take... Oh, there's a kitty. I am here literally every single day of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just put your questions in the chat before I come on. We have got epic troll slayers who keep us safe, and we have got a fantastic community because of your kindness. You have been so kind to each other and so kind to me. Thank you. Sorry, I'm making noise here. When you do this every single day for over 5 years, with only 2 emergencies, some days it's good. Some days it just all falls apart. Just well, they say, not to compare myself to Marilyn Monroe, because no one is like Marilyn Monroe, but they say that one of the great things she did, especially in comedy, was that she was so beautiful. She looked so great. And she would walk into camera range, she'd walk onto the set and just proceed to fall apart, dropping things, tripping, what have you. Well, I've got the second part down. So anyway, we're going to look at Los Angeles, and thank you, Tony. Sarah seems to be okay. She did send me proof of life, and I know that she, life happens. This morning, their washing machine broke, and she has a big family. So they actually went down to a laundromat today. So because they just couldn't, I think the repair guy's coming tomorrow. But they had to do something. So yeah. And apparently the prices have gone up with that as well. So, hello, Cindy. We're Witch's Power to the People. Cindy says, hello, Autumn and Automates. Beautiful day in Chicagoland, 75 degrees, sunny until about 4 o'clock today. Yes, it is absolutely gorgeous here in Chicago. And Jennifer says, oh, the laundromat is a project. Yes, but she was under strict orders by her family to sit and crochet while they did the heavy lifting. So, all right. Trying to think what else. I grabbed as many questions as I could. There weren't. I'm not saying it's a slow news time, because we know there's enough craziness going on, but there's almost like a fatigue that sets in after a while, even amongst news people. And poor Aaron Parnas, I don't know if you follow him on, if you follow Aaron Parnas, but oh my gosh, this man, every time there's a big breaking story, he talks about it. He makes a TikTok or a short or something. And this week, this poor man, he was like, I've got it. I've got to go on vacation. I can't. I just can't. So thank you, Raymond. Thank you, everybody. All right. So I was able to, okay. Cards I need are actually over here. Hold please, talk amongst yourselves. Okay, so I know I've got the right cards. Oh God, God's pet. Thank you for becoming a member. Thank you. Questions. That's what I was doing next, right? Okay. All right, I'll get there. Oh, I got what I could. Let me just grab these and come back here and put these here, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Now, Bernie's saying Stevens just not Nazi Ferratu. Yeah. Yeah, so Nazi Ferratu. Have we heard anything about whether he did he actually lose his wife, or was that just a rumor? Have we heard anything more definitive? Just wondering. So, yeah, we have to do that every time we talk about him. Anyway, let's just jump in here. It's so funny. Some days it's good. Some days fall apart. Okay, here we go. Okay, I don't want to look at that. All right, and these are going to be very random. So we're going to start with California at 6 minutes, 20 seconds in. And I wish I could share the whole view with you because the trees are so green and the wind's blowing through the leaves, and it's just lovely. No thunder, not yet. It'll be later today. Later today there'll be thunder. So, okay. Let's start with there. We'll make it work. This mess in. Oh, the thunder. I'm sorry. Yes, that was the special effect. Again. I'll get there. Yes, I put in thunder for talk every time we talk about Nazi Ferratu. California. Because ICE showed up, started doing raids, people started protesting. It turned into riots in some places. And Gavin Newsom was dealing with whatever he was dealing with. But Dumpy said, oh, no, I'm mobilizing the National Guard. We're sending the National Guard in. And Newsom is like, we don't want your National Guard. We've got it. So, yes, Amy, President Dumpy is deploying 2,000 California National Guard troops to Los Angeles over the objections of Governor Gavin Newsom. Thank you, Steve. Well, the base of this is cruelty. Absolute cruelty. We know that. Fruits of labor, aggressive MAGA, just stirring things up. And that's all the National Guard are going to do in this situation. That's all Trump is trying to do, is stir things up. Change the topic away from people talking about him and muck. Move the topic away from the big Bonkers Budget Bill, the cruelty of that. Move all of this. Because the thing about dictatorships, the thing about cult leaders is they always need an enemy. 3-1, waiting for the ship to come in. He's not actually going to have much to... It feels like this isn't actually going to have much to do with it, but boy, he's all over this. All over this to change the subject. Whew. So one of the things that they're talking about is the possibility of, Gavin's been talking about the possibility of saying, you know what? Well, Dumpy was talking about stopping funding for universities in California. And so Gavin Newsom was saying, well, you know what? Then if we're not getting our we're not getting federal money back, then why should we send federal money in? And considering how much of the US government California is funding, that could get ugly. Right up here. Deb is saying Pee-wee German. I need a single thunder noise. But anyway, Pee-wee German is saying that the unrest in California is why they need to pass the big ugly bill now. Yeah, because it also, the big ugly bill also gives the executive more power. Surprise. Nettie's saying that Fatuous 47 is saying that Gavin does not know how to govern and protect California, so he has to do it. Of course, as I've been waiting for California to use the money card. I've been waiting for Trump to use the National Guard card too. So okay, the good news is that I'm getting the Temperance card. That's where we're starting. Then we have the bully, Trump the bully. Here he is, the bully. There's Trump the man. Not the emperor, but the bully. And feeling very beaten up. So this is an excuse to vent his ire. So I'm not getting instant tower, huge clashes and awfulness. But this is not good. This is really not good. Because the people of LA, all they can really do is try to hide people. Because if they stop protesting, then ICE is going to blow through. So, yes, Carol. Pete Kegseth, yes, Kegseth wants to get Marines from Camp Pendleton to go attack protesters. No legal order. Yeah. Amy says they raided a factory and a Home Depot. Well, there's the Emperor. I'm still getting chaos right in the middle of this, but I'm getting arrests. I'm not getting, again, tower. This is far-right propaganda, not listening to decency, causing absolute chaos. This is arresting people. And then I'm going to tell you right, I've been trying to say this in various ways for a while, that I'm expecting unusual things to happen this summer that readers are not going to pick up on ahead of time. We're just not, because we read on the collective energy. And with the astrology coming through this summer, there are things we're going to miss. There just are. So, Deb Hope says they went to an elementary school. So what's going to happen in California specifically? Kelly says we're not supposed to know everything ahead of time. There's that. I wonder, because that is a position that's at the far right position of weakness. Bullying, people just trying to do their jobs. But this is working together. It's nostalgia. And there's all that corruption, but it's hermitage. I wonder if things will quiet down and there will be a whole system of hiding people. Honestly, I keep getting this kind of pullback energy. So at 1615, because the Underground Railroad got people out of slave areas. It's so disgusting. How on earth can you hold another human being as a I can't. Oh, God. Anyway. But that was to get people through. It was more in like Anne Frank and all of these kinds of things where they were hiding people away. So is it getting people out or is it just hiding them or is it both? Maybe we should come up with a term for that. Of Underground Railroad hiding. Is that what's going to happen? B. Smith says being a decent human being. Yeah. Oh yeah, there was a big dust up in Compton. So God's Pet says Cheetos not sent FEMA to any of the 3 tornadoes in the U.S. Man. Yes, Denise, for entertainment only YouTube. You're getting minor arcana. I'm getting major arcana for the card for the reading, which is a suspension, which is looking at things differently. So you have the people who are already sitting pretty, who have a plan. You do have happy families in the center. And then a very weak Trump flailing. Just seems like there is so much more potential for craziness here than I'm picking up on. And I am dubious of that. Hello, Mary Ann. Hello from Chicago. Got a full moon coming up on Wednesday. Yeah, we were looking at this. Yeah, Wednesday. The full moon in Sagittarius. 20 degrees of Sagittarius. So emotions tend to ramp up until then. So All right. Veronica says many protesting events scheduled. Could be a wild and crazy day. This is red states will get no FEMA. There we go. Nettie says attic and basement dwellers to protect the people is what we'll be seeing. Yeah. Oh yeah, the big beautiful parade. Great. What date is the parade? His birthday's Saturday. So see, these are the ultra rich, like Trump and his ilk. This is a huge amount of upwelling of emotion, can be kindness. Again, retreat, hiding, hermitage. It's not so much, but I'm not getting like the high priestess, which would be really hidden. But this is more just maybe just quietly in the background for a time. All right. So for what I am getting, I am getting that this will not turn into, this is not a powder keg. That's what I'm getting that's what I'm getting from the cards. Logically, I am concerned. So Teresa says the No Kings protest is on Saturday and the Pope has his event. Then that's when that's when Dumpy's heinous parade is. So okay. Then let's have a look at 2215. Let's have a look at the Big Bogus Parade. How's that going to go? Yes, Tam, a huge waste of taxpayer dollars. Yes. Yeah, Saturday's going to be a very interesting day. There's nothing. It's on Sunday that Jupiter will be square Saturn, so it'll be with an orb. Here's the thing about when you have Jupiter and Saturn in aspect to each other. About every 20 years or so, there's a period in time where you've got a Jupiter conjunct Saturn grouping of you get a group of people who have that particular aspect in their chart, and it's interesting that you get people who reach a certain amount of success in life, but then every once in a while you'll just get this like group that reach success, often in projects kind of together, but it's like this lucky group or this number of the most recent. One of the most recent instances of that is, do you remember back when it was all the Marvel stuff? Oh, there's a good owl. There's a good owl. Good Alfie. You had all the Chris's, and you had Tom Hiddleston, and you had all of that back in the early teens. They almost all of them have that aspect. And what is said about people who have Jupiter conjunct Saturn, you good boy, is that what they're really good at is knowing when to hit the gas and when to hit the brake. Jupiter would be your expansion, your big, your go, and Saturn would be your constriction, your stop, your hold back, your consolidate. And so when you have them in the same place, you know you're particularly good at that. So you can reach those kinds of heights. Well, this weekend, Jupiter and Saturn are square each other. So the gas and the brakes are not working terribly well together. So that's a little concerning too. But anyway. Dorinda says, what's it all about, Alfie? Oh, asking him. Okay. And there was another question here. Is it Jane or Janie? Were you ever a blonde? Oh, not naturally. So, all right. Jane the Secret Tarot is asking, have you asked if Trump wants to send Native Americans away? I think he wants their casino money. Oh, absolutely. He's a screaming, heinous racist. But, okay. Of course, it's Alfie doing the security round. So the Big Bogus Parade, which will be anything that's going on, will be affected by this combination of the gas pedal and the brake pedal being not quite, having a little trouble working together. Big Bogus Parade. Well, it starts with the institutions, so yeah. If this is about the Big Bogus Parade, why do I have no parade cards? Let me know if there's too much noise. This would be taking the attention away from other matters down here. This is walking away, leaving something unfinished. That's the institution, but then I've got King of Cups, Page of Pentacles. Yeah, because it's a stupid amount of money. 6 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. I'm getting this being a really bad look. A really bad look. This hands power to Democrats. This is just leaves Dumpy looking weak. The amount of spent on this while you're not having FEMA go help, while there's unrest, while there are problems, and you're celebrating you. Exactly. Cindy Lou says for the stupid amount of ego. Yes. Mamie says 8 of Cups, walking away from the parade. Could be that. But I think it's actually more walking away from, like, don't we have bigger things to worry about? Aren't there bigger problems? Oh, Sandy, thank you so much. Gifted 10 memberships to random people in the chat. Thank you. Thank you. And on a day, my live stream is a mess. Not because of anything any of you have done, but I've made it a mess. But it'll be okay. We'll get through it. Kelly says MAGA expected money back from Doge, not a parade. Yeah. Kelly says I think the money's already spent. Oh, yeah. I mean, this you can't do something like this. You can't have a parade like this without a lot of planning. A lot of planning. So, all right. Heather was asking, can we look at Democracy Summer at 30 minutes in? That is a really loud bird. He's yelling. I mean, I realize a lot of bird songs, because it's communication, because, you know, they have various reasons why they chirp. But this one, he has something to say, or she has something to say. Well, now. So Heather's asking, can we look at Democracy Summer? Nationwide planned protests continue, and now we see immediate community resistance against violent ICE raids. Are those in power feeling the pressure? Well, okay. There's the only metaphor I can think of at the moment was Trump has this much runway. Cindy, yes, the bird is saying, dump Trump, dump Trump, dump Trump now, dump Trump. Trump has that much runway, because if protests are violent, he can try to do some kind of show of force a little, but he can only do it for that long before he oversteps, before there's violence that doesn't, or which it's both, actually. So there are decisions, and he would have to be careful how he's showing strength, because he could overstep really easily. But he's starting out in a position of, if he can still have the backing of ridiculous amounts of the country, if it's just restoring law and order, depending on how they are using resources. But it's still very expensive. So in the near term, victory, justice, arresting people, it's when things get, how far he takes it. So, oh, I guess she's done. She has said her piece. I have spoken. Tony, yes, Dumpy is so desperate to convince everyone of his mandate. Right. So, yeah, Gora was pointing out Trump went over Newsom's head, deployed the National Guard in LA, Los Angeles. Newsom called it purposefully inflammatory, warned it could only escalate tensions. Let's have a 34 minutes in. Let's have a quick look at what's going on with Newsom. And I know he has his detractors. I'm not in California. I've never lived in California. So I don't, I'm just glad it's a blue state. I don't have any kind of dog in this particular fight other than please just be blue. But if he's the one actively standing up against Trump, does he come out of this looking like a hero? Because I've heard some people say that he's thinking of running for the presidency, but he's leaning more Republican. I don't know anything about that. So So what about Newsom? Rita says nothing with the word man should be used with Trump. That's true. Oh, well, okay, this is just very clear. This is Trump overstepping. This big bludgeon. Him thinking this is a great opportunity. His ship waiting for a ship to come in to look good. But there's Newsom. This is arresting people, trying to arrest people. There's a big old tower card and an ace of cups. So that would be, if there is overstepping, this definitely helps Democrats. Could help Newsom, definitely helps Democrats. So, and it's not like Dumpy's particularly good on the whole, I don't know, being reasonable part. So, all right. Acadian Proud was asking, speaking, going back to that, 3620. Will the parade on the 14th be downsized due to what happened in LA, especially with all the No King's Day protests? Will Grumpy move the troops elsewhere? That's a point. 50 helicopters for an 8-block parade. 50 helicopters. I can't hear you. Is the marching band playing? I can't hear anything over the 50 helicopters. That and the sound of the crunch of the street layers cracking under 28 tanks. Why? I can't hear the marching band. Eight blocks, 28 tanks, 50 helicopters. Oh yeah, there's the parade. I'm not making fun of the military. I'm making fun of President Dumpster Fire. Knight of Cups. So those are good protesters. Oh, they could overshadow, especially if Dumpy decides to divert his attention to being heinous against protesters. Oh, using aggressive, oh boy, aggressive tactics against protesters to appease the Orange Furo's Dear Leader's Day. How dare you mess up Dear Leader's Day? Yes, Wayne, biggest parade ever. Yeah. Mr. Couture says, I see the weather in DC. It's going to rain. Oh, that would be... please let it just be absolutely pouring with rain. So you also get the sound of like rain hammering down on the metal of 28 tanks. Oh gosh. Oh please. That would be glorious. Only don't rain on my parade. No, please do. Please. Okay. Yeah, this whole thing is just, this is ridiculous. Oh, look, it's a suspension at the end. Ill-timed, bad idea. Dumpy wanted a military parade in his own honor. He's wanted that for years. And of all weekends, this weekend, with all of the ice raids going on, with all of course, he set this up so there are all of these protests. Oh, Patricia says, I was just checking, 70% chance of rain. Thunderstorms? Thunderstorms? Miss said, will Melania be there? I don't know if he has $250,000 handy to pay her. Whew. Okay. Mrs. Couture says on the 14th it's going to rain in DC. Yeah. And with all the people hurting again, there's your Queen of Swords. That could be your military waiting for a ship to come in and suspension or things turned upside down. This might hurt his little feelings. Raymond, yes, draft dodgers don't deserve a military parade. Correct. This may hurt his little feelings. Oh, please. Ooh, okay. Visualize 70s asking, which side of the drama triangle will DJT be on his birthday? That's a good question. At 42 minutes in, rain on his parade at 42:20. Drama triangle. Dumpy. On his birthday. Will he be on, those of you who don't know, Cartman's handy dandy drama triangle? Amaze your friends. It is something in psychology. And there's an inverted, you can think of it as, they say it's a triangle, I think it's an inverted triangle. Because people who live on the drama triangle, they're always the victim, which is the bottom. At the bottom. They're always the victim. Poor me. No one's been treated worse than me. No president has ever been treated worse than me. Go away, JFK. I don't want to hear it, Lincoln. No one's been treated worse than I have. All right, so that's the victim. But then what these people will do is they will jump up to be the savior. They will bring you a gift. This isn't just Dumpy. You've probably met some people like this. You probably had to deal with some people like this in your life. But they'll jump up to this other corner where they'll bring you an ice cream. They'll do something for you. But no matter what happens, you don't appreciate what I do. They can never be appreciated enough for what they do, so they fall down because I'm the victim and no one appreciates me. And then they jump up to be, and this is where they get really scary, they jump up to be the persecutor. Well, I have to stand up for myself. And they're just attacking. And then when they get a little bit of pushback, they fall back to being the victim again. I had to protect myself because everyone's attacking me, and oh, poor me. Donald Trump lives on the drama triangle. This is pretty much theirs. Occasionally, they might go from savior to persecutor, but then they eventually fall back down to being the victim. And the therapist who told me about this, because I've had lots of therapy in my life, the therapist who told me about this was saying that she taught it to a teenage girl whose mother was really hard to deal with. And it really helped the teenager who came back and said that she was sitting at the kitchen table. She was trying to do some homework. Her mother came in through the back door and just went through the whole rigmarole, and it helped her a lot to be able to see it. She said it was, I drew a triangle like on the paper in front of me in the corner, and I just sat there just quietly, just silently. And she just watched her mother, the victim, the savior, the victim, the persecutor, the victim, and just doing that exact thing, and then walking through into another room. And she was able to not react because she was like, you could see it. So that it helps to know if you run across people in your lives who live on the drama triangle, that's most of their emotional world. And it's really hard to be around. And unless they want to change, you've got to get away from them, or you've got to what's called gray rock them, which is you just do not react. One of the things I do is I try to channel as much positive energy down. I appear as just calm and unaffected as possible, but I'm channeling as much positive energy down as I can, which means their energy can't get to you, and you also get the kind of boost of trying to do the right thing and trying to stay in touch with your higher self and your guides and the divine, what have you. So, which part of the triangle will Dumpy be on Saturday, on his birthday? Next Saturday on his birthday. Also, as I'm shuffling, Sherry, I apologize. Poor Sherry had a huge dental surgery, and I completely missed it in the chat. So thank you for letting me know again and letting us know that you've made it through. But do send some good energy to Sherry, please, because she had a huge surgery and could really use some healing energy and some good energy. I hope you feel better really, really soon. All right, on Saturday. All right, Dumpy. All right, try again. Where are you? No matter what happens, Saturday's still his birthday. So what will Dumpy be like on Saturday on his birthday? Talk about a narcissist. When you have your birthday, you're having your solar return. The sun, once a year, the sun returns to the part of your astrology chart where it was when you were born. And that's why your birthday, it's all about me, because your sun is your sense of self. And having your sun, the sun in the sky, on where the sun is in your chart, it really magnifies you. It increases your sense of self. It's surprising the number of people who will marry people who have birthdays that are almost identical, like within a day or two of each other. It's because being together, it improves their sense of self. The narcissist, with a malignant narcissist like Trump, the last thing he needs is more of a big golden ego boost. There's victory here, but there's not much. Why is there nothing? Why am I not picking up on anything? I mean, there could be a parade. I Again, we have these people suffering. We have the MAGA faithful, who of course will fawn all over him. King of Pentacles, nothing materialist narcissist likes more than presents. There's some family around him and his big victory. He's just kind of there. Weird. All right. I don't know. And just as the parade is also for the military, it's their birthday too. Oh, absolutely. I'm just. That's how it should be. Trump on his birthday. Again, I mean, that is a picture of a parade. That's what that is. But there's a suspension and there's a thief card. So I guess we're going to have to see. I'm getting weird cards for his birthday, for him on his birthday. So maybe it's not going to be as glorious as he thinks. Maybe he'll be down in maybe the dumpster fire will be down in the dumps. All right. No, Mayor. Well, that's not what I get. And even if something happened to him, it's still Saturday, still his birthday. But no, I'm not. I'm not getting that, but we'll see. All right. All right. And the one thing I wanted to do, I haven't checked in on the Big Bogus, 52 minutes in. I haven't checked in on the Big Bogus Bonkers Budget Bill in the Senate, because we do not want this thing to pass in any way, shape, or form. No worries, Brenda. No worries. Thank you, Visualize 7. All right, big bonkers budget bill. Is the Senate going to just... Nope. This thing's... It makes me a little worried. Oh, bless Sherry. I hope you feel better. Amy says the House sent the Senate a note saying not to pass. What do you mean? I hadn't heard about that. Oh. All right, what is going on here? Well, we know how damaging this plan would be, this budget. This is the cult card. And it's not looking good, but there's some movement here. There's something. There's judgment and the fool. These are big. So, because is the Senate going to come up with something and then send it back to the House, and they're actually going to go through with the reconciliation? Oof. This would be bad. This would be really, really bad. Reach says, I heard there are 17 Republicans from the House that sent the Senate a letter saying they need to remove some things from the bill. Woohoo! Oh, please fight amongst yourselves so you don't pass this abject cruelty. All right, temperance card. What do you do with the money? Trump the man. Yeah, I know, it's going to be a shock to you. Hold on to something stable. Trump wasn't good within the leadership of this. He's a bad leader. I know. It's shocking that I would say such a thing. And he's still expecting his ship to come in. There's temperance and fruits of labor. Yeah, it's going to take them a while, and trying to come up with something to reconcile and because he is a terrible leader. Louis says no. Okay. Sitting pretty. Charity, government. They're going to have to take some of the cruelty out of the bill. There has to be some good there. So I don't like this energy, though. But what I've been picking up for a while, and apparently I'm not alone in that, is that nothing's happening soon. So fingers crossed, this budget never passes fully. Anyway, well, that is going to do it for me for today. I showed up a mess and fell apart, and then kind of pulled it back together. I'm sorry that things were a little discombobulated today, but we made it. It is 1:16 p.m. here in Chicago. I'll be leading things over on Creative Sprints this afternoon. You're always welcome. We just want to encourage you, the whole group of us, and yeah, we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this. So please remember, you're not alone, that we are in this together. There are good days ahead. All right. Thank you. All right. Be well, and I will see you later. All right. Take care. Oh, good. Thank you.